Get all the news you need.
104.7 Triple M.
Hello, Adelaide.
No one knows Adelaide like these guys. Triple M Breakfast with Roos Tip and Loz.
Overnight news.
Former Port Adelaide champion and current board member Warren Tredrea didn't have a good day in court yesterday. Had his case thrown out. He was trying to claim $5.7 million off Channel 9 for, how would you put it? He basically got sacked, didn't he? He didn't rock up to work. And
he's saying it was wrongful dismissal.
Wrongful dismissal, yeah.
And that he potentially lost $5.7 million worth of income
over a 30-year period.
Yeah.
So the big thing, though, that happened with it yesterday, not only did it get thrown out, the judge ruled that he had to pay Channel 9's legal bills as well as his. Now, that doesn't come lightly, and I'm not sure if he would have expected that. You'd hope that his lawyer said if
that's normal. If you lose a case,
forward,
if you lose a case, you pay everyone's legal bills, don't you?
Yeah, but
I hope that he hasn't been taken for a ride here, because I feel like I don't think he would have done this unless he thought he was going to win. Who was convincing him that it was a good idea?
I remember saying when he went up for it, I thought, God, your game.
Oh, big time.
But
big time.
Anyway, let's hope he's all right and hope he gets through it. But, it's been a rough couple of years for Tredders in that front.
Tell us about Adelaide Oval food, right?
Well, Adelaide Oval food prices are going up. Now, that's not a surprise for anyone because everything's going up. Is it the right amount is the question. They're talking full-strength beer gone up 5.3%. That's probably about right. Pies have gone up 5.6%. I'm not sure if that's normal.
So how much does a pie cost me now?
In 2024, $5.70.
$5.70 with sauce, do you know?
I don't know about that. Bottled water, 5.9%. Soft drinks up 7.9%. That seems a bit high. Hot chips up 6.3%. Don't know. House wine up 7%. Well, there's 1 billion litres of wine sitting in tanks. Not sure that needs to be that high. And small coffees up 3.6%.
Coffees. What is going on with coffee prices? Does anyone else think this is insane? Like, the markup on coffee is ridiculous.
It's the biggest markup of anything in the world.
What is happening?
Well, I suppose wages are going up and costs of milk and I don't know what coffee prices.
But someone broke it down for me once. Now, this is going back a few years. Someone once told me it was like 27 cents to make a cup of coffee.
Yeah, the markup
and sell
is
it for $4.50.
astronomical.
Yeah.
Well, you're paying the barista, I guess. That's what
Yeah, which is fair enough. I don't mind that, but it's still a big markup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
I guess the Adelaide Oval they've probably got power prices, wages, all their bills going up as well, and they've got to recoup it somehow. Otherwise, they go belly up.
All right, speaking of money, we have hit a record. The number of billionaires in Australia is at 159. And I'm not one of them.
Who are the new ones?
There's a bloke here I'd never, ever heard of. Tim Heath is his name. And he's got a thing called... Now, we know Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I still don't understand it.
Yeah.
He's got a Bit Casino.
Oh, where you gamble with Bitcoin.
You must do. And he's
all
based
of my favourite things.
He came from Warwicknabil, the small, Victorian town. His company's based in Estonia, employs 1,000 people.
Estonia?
But he's a billionaire.
He'll either be a trillionaire or broke.
He started out playing poker.
Yeah.
As we all did. We all started out playing poker. And look at him now, he's a billionaire. But anyway, it's a record, 159 billionaires in Australia.
Well, keep bringing people into our country, and that's what will happen. What's the next one there, say?
Comfort watching. So I'm a comfort watcher. Roo, you're a comfort watcher.
What's a comfort watcher?
It's when you rewatch the same stuff over and over again.
Is that what
much.
it's called?
Oh,
yeah.
Love doing that.
I thought it was called Get a Life.
Yeah. See, you're not. And there is a great divide in our nation.
Comfort watcher.
It's not issues on immigration. It's not issues on race.
No, let's watch Shawshank
Are you a comfort
Redemption
watcher or not?
30th time.
If Ditz is a bit grumpy today, don't take it personally.
Why?
He had a bad day at golf.
Bad day, girl.
Oh,
No, but
you know what you need to do? You need to put friends on.
Don't take it out on us because you can't play
That's
golf.
what I'm saying. So Shawshank Redemption for the 30th
How about you
time.
go and watch some golf swings again?
First of all, I'm not watching Shawshank Redemption on
He
repeat.
needs to watch golf lessons on repeat.
Yeah, I do. And it's not helping.
So you're telling me you've never rewatched a movie?
I have, but it's not something I do as a rule.
Okay. Well, the reason why people do it, there's a scientific reason. It's a low-risk endeavour, so you understand the outcome and you know that you're going to be rewarded.
You know,
you
feel
enjoy
good.
it.
Gonna
It's
feel good.
a
Right.
good time investment because, you know what
Pleasure.
you're getting. Yep. And sometimes people who, and I know you don't like this word, Roo, but sometimes people who have a little bit of anxiety just need something that they can trust, that they know isn't going to be a waste of their time
Right.
or give them the heebie-jeebies.
Right.
that they can just sit down and watch and go, it's calming, it's relaxing. There he is. Bill Murray.
I've got a good hour and a half coming.
2004 grand final.
Yeah.
Port winning. Watched that a few times.
That's a comfort watch.
Yeah.
My comfort watch is the 2007 grand final.
Nice grand final.
And the 2017 one as well. Rude, it's a Loz, Triple M.
Rude, it's and Lies here. Friday morning at 6:17.
So you don't do comfort watching?
No.
Why don't you watch them twice? Or 3 times? Why don't you?
Well,
it's like the sunset thing.
It just ruins. When you watch something really, really, really good, it ruins it.
So you don't do it?
No.
Not ever?
No.
Didn't you go to the 27 Club 3 times last week?
I did, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. I think you might be a comfort watcher.
We do listen to songs over.
It's not just listening,
Really?
Dits. You are a comfort watcher.
Okay, all right. No, you've got me there. You've got me. In fact, I think I've been more than 3 times.
Yeah, good work. I'm going to have a bit of a whinge next, only briefly. I'm sorry.
We'll give you 2 minutes on the clock.
Elbow, Airbus elbow, Anthony Elbow Sneezy, whatever your nicknames are. I'm coming for you.
When's my whinge break going to be that I...
We had, didn't you remember last week, every single day you did it for a patch?
What? I don't think I had an allocated 2 minutes of pure whinging.
All right, well,
I just whinge whenever I want, really.
Next.
All right.
And it's about helping you, Loz, believe it or not.
You want to help me?
It's Rude, it's a Loz on Triple M. And from 9 till 4, every song could earn you $50,000. It's our new 50K no repeat workday. Stay tuned.
Let's get to the top 5.
The top 5 things we've learnt on Rude, Dits and Loz this week. Top 4, short week.
Sam.
We were talking about horror camping stories.
Tell us your horror camping story.
And we learnt you never know when Kim Dillon's going to pop up.
We were heading to Corny Point and had the trailer with the cage on the back. I had it all fully loaded up, and I turned off onto Corny Point Road, and I looked in the rear vision mirror and I thought, where's the cage gone? And I just look in the side mirror and I see it hitting the road, bouncing, rolling into a farmer's paddock. There's stuff everywhere. And good old Kim Dillon stopped to help us pick up all that shit off the side of the road.
Dillon? He's everywhere.
He is everywhere.
Thank you for joining us. Kimbo on the Rooch with you for the next 2 hours, live from Studio Lumo USA. Thanks to our good friends at...
Kim's just popped up on our radio show.
Number 3.
Last Friday was International Women's Day. And Loz finally got her own show.
It's the Laura O'Callaghan Show.
International Women's Day. Loz is the boss today, dressed like a CEO.
I am.
And what did she want to talk about? The gender pay gap? Modern feminism? Nope.
We want to talk about smutty books.
So on International Women's Day, the first thing you want to talk about is smart.
Yeah.
We learnt about spicy books.
Books have gotten very descriptive.
Saucy.
Very saucy. But I think people don't realise that women on the bus and women at the beach and women in the park are reading essentially porn.
Right. Okay.
I had to put one down because I was at the beach and there were children around. I was reading this book and it just got hectic. And I said, I can't.
Oh, you're making noises and stuff.
No. It was before it got to that, but I felt inappropriate.
Well, the kids know about it.
Yeah, but you feel You just feel wrong.
You feel dirty.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God. You need to be alone.
You are reading porn, effectively.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Put the book down.
Time to put the book away.
When you hear this sound, turn the page.
Let's turn the page and move to number 2. From hot and spicy books to hot takes.
It's your unpopular opinion. That's what the hot take is.
We learnt the hot takes got hot and sweaty.
My hot take is that there's a large group of people who have a problem with a word. They say, ooh, don't say that word. It makes me uncomfortable.
Moist.
That's the word I'm talking about, Rupert. Moist is fine. You'll say, oh, this cake's nice and moist, and then someone in the group always has to go, don't say that word. Ooh. Get over it.
Hello, Kelly. What's your hot take?
Oh, I just want to agree with Loz about the word moist, and I've got a daughter that hates that word. The more she cringes, the more I say it.
Love that. I'm moist at the thought of that.
It'll be like, oh, please. You said you were talking about moist cakes.
I am. I'm sweating. That's what I mean. I'm sweating in excitement.
Very humid.
I was just looking at the humidity because I was noticing how moist the air was.
Right. Okay. It's damp in here.
Number 1. This week, the rush hour with Bernie, Bluey and Jars got locked in a caravan, Big Brother style.
Beautiful camper van inside a steel fence, and there's 3 jail. Yeah, they've got the orange tracksuits on, look like something out of an American jail movie.
And Mark Rasciuto was Big Brother.
Hello, rush hour. This is Big Roo.
And we learnt he somehow turned into a robot.
We have 1 coffee for 3 people. That doesn't work out too well for 2.
Just kidding, Roo. Anyway, we played a game with the boys. It's time for compliments for a coffee.
You have 30 seconds to compliment Andrew Newton-Jarman and White Teeth Blewett.
Charles, you got a beautiful head. Like, I like the shape of your
Please
head.
don't lie.
Really like your,
Time's up, Paddy. Blewett, you have 30 seconds to compliment the sugar daddy and Bernie.
Andrew Newton-Jarman does not have fluid retention issues. He's very literate and the best at live reads I've ever heard. Bernie is just the most humble guy I've ever known.
Andrew Newton-Jarman, your time starts now.
Bern, I've seen you grow and develop into a beautiful soul.
Please be genuine.
The people of Adelaide. You've left my boob and moved on to bigger and better things.
Keep it clean. Time, Scott. Time.
There could only be one winner.
Greg Blewett.
Greg Blewett.
White Teeth Blewett.
I'll have a double shot latte, no sugar, please.
Okay.
Thanks, Big Roo.
1 instant Nescafe.
The next challenge was a quiz to win breakfast.
Which former Crow missed a crucial set-shot goal in the 93 AFL? Question 2. Which former Australian cricketer has the lowest test average for an Australian top-order bat ever in Asia?
Have to be Bluey.
Even Richie Benaud's higher than his. Question 3. Which former Crow got caught with his pants around his ankles at the Stansbury pub?
That'd be allegedly me.
You boys can enjoy breakfast.
Enjoy your brekkie, boys. I hope the scrambled eggs are
Moist.
Good work.
It was good fun down there yesterday.
Was
wasn't
great.
Great afternoon of radio with those boys in 24 hours. Great idea, great concept, well executed, a lot of fun.
I went and did a tour around the Marion Holiday Park, and the apartments are insane.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful.
like you're in Bali. I'm not even just saying that.
Yeah.
Roo, I've got
How
a video
big
I'm
are
going to
they?
show you. Big enough for your family. That's how big.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That camper trailer.
Brilliant.
What's that worth second hand?
Well, they're going to have to get an exorcist in.
Gee.
Oh, don't put a blue light on in there.
The top 5 of the week, all thanks to Peter Kittle. Test drive the all-new, all-electric Toyota BZ4X at Peter Kittle Toyota. It's Rude, it's Alonso, Triple M.
He's a huge loss, but it won't be long until he's back as well.
5 fun Irish facts on Triple M.
St. Paddy's on Sunday, so I thought I'd give you 5 fun Irish facts.
Oh, good.
From the O'Callaghan's?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, we'll start with that there, Dits. A lot of Irish names have Mac or O at the beginning with an apostrophe, and that's because way back there weren't that many people in Ireland, so much so that you only needed one name. You didn't need to have 2 names to differentiate yourself.
Okay.
So what ended up happening was all those people had kids, and they went, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
And they said, we'll add an O for grandson, so that's of the Callaghan's.
Yeah.
And Mac means son.
Son of.
So son of is Mac. So if you meet a McDonough or a McDonald's or whatever, that's because it was the son. And O means it was of the. So my original ancestor was just called Callaghan, and then I'm one of the grandkids of that person.
Nice.
There you go. The Guinness lease was signed in 1759 for the property. 9,000-year lease.
9,000.
9,000 years.
That's a good
they
deal.
got that, the Guinness family.
We'll
so
see those people out.
Should be able to get your money back over that time.
only 10% of Irish people have red hair.
10%.
10%. It's
What is it in Australia? Would be more than that. Less than that.
Less than that. But I think there's a pervasive myth that
Well, that's
all
high,
Irish
isn't it?
people.
1 in 10. There wouldn't be 1 in 10 in Australia, would there?
No,
Don't
no,
think
no,
so.
no.
Be one
But don't
in,
you think that there's
20 or
like
30?
people think all Irish are sort of ginger, like, you know?
Oh, okay.
You do
I'd
automatically
make that
think that,
connection.
don't you?
Ireland are the biggest exporters of human beings in the world. They have 6 million people on their soil and 80 million Irish people living outside of Ireland.
Really?
What,
Yeah.
they
That's a big
big
number.
breeders or
Oh,
they wanna,
yeah.
or they just want to get out of there?
Well, it's a small country, big breeders, and they have had lots of issues with famine and all sorts of stuff over the years. So people left
Okay.
at rapid rates. So 80 million, I'm one of them. Irish dancing. You know when you see the river dance, you say, I did it when I was a kid.
Michael Flatley.
That's right. Not a lot of arm movement. In fact, when Michael Flatley came out, I remember there were huge shockwaves in the Irish dancing community. There were lots of people in my Irish dancing club that weren't allowed to watch his Lord of the Dance because he used his arms.
Oh.
It's very traditional to keep your arms stiff
It
to
is.
the point where I used to have to hold coins in my hands to keep my hands at my sides.
Right.
And if you dropped them, you lost the coin. You didn't
Okay.
get to keep it.
Right.
So the reason why they do that, there's two theories. One is that the Catholic Church thought it was flirtatious to use your arms.
Yeah.
The other one, it was that they had to hide from the English that they were enjoying themselves because the English came in and sort of were watching
Don't
them.
have fun.
So through the windows, they used to check in on them, and if they were kept their arms still, they could jig around the room and have fun without looking like they were dancing.
Okay.
Wow.
And Halloween originated in Ireland. So it's called Samhain, and it was in the middle of the autumnal equinox, and it was thought to be when the veil to the afterworld or the afterlife was at its thinnest, and they would do a ceremony to ward off all dark spirits from re-entering into the realm. It was on the 1st of November, and it took off and ended up becoming an international festival.
There you go.
There you go.
Good on you, Loz.
Remember that next year when the kids are coming around and trick-and-treating and you're not there with any lollies, Ditz?
Yeah. Yep.
Just remember
Okay, I
who
will try.
started it.
That's
Okay.
right,
The
to be
Irish.
sure.
I've just Googled between 1% and 2% of the world's population redhead.
There you go.
So not many.
Star Electrical, a local family business chosen by SA's best builders to help build family homes across Adelaide.
Let's go, people. The clock is ticking.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Think we got time for a little quickie?
Triple M's Quickie. One topic, 3 answers in 5 seconds. It's time for a Quickie with Ditz.
Yeah. Hello, Carmen at Albert Park. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. What's
Carmen.
happening today, Carmen?
Yeah, big day today. My daughter's getting married.
Oh,
Taylor. Yeah, shout out to Taylor and Joel.
Oh, good on you.
Is this your first wedding in the family?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
good on you.
Very
well done.
exciting.
Yeah, I bet you're excited.
What's the bloke like?
Yeah. Very nice, very nice. Yeah,
You sure about that?
Yes.
You've given him a once over or twice over?
Yeah, they've been together for a while, so
That's
that's
good. All right.
Have you
well,
got
good
all
luck.
the dresses and then the flowers and everything sorted? And
Yeah, all done, all
Yeah,
done.
big wedding? How many people?
I think about 80.
That's
that's not
nice,
bad.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
At Tea Tree Gully,
Are you a good mother-in-law?
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Always.
Let's see if we
Pro
can.
tip.
Ditz.
Pro tip.
Wanted to
All
check.
mother-in-laws are
Don't
fantastic.
nag the son-in-law. All right.
Yeah, no,
Pro
no.
tip.
All right.
Carmen.
Now, Carmen.
Just quickly, let me say this, please.
What?
It's very important. Take the bouquets out of the water at least an hour before you walk down the aisle, so you don't drip all over your bridesmaids' dresses.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
because-
will remember that.
Because
yes.
Loz has been married a few times.
Well, I worked weddings for years, and you would
okay.
see in the photos all the splotches
Great
of water,
tip.
and your brides
Yeah.
would get
Good
upset.
idea.
Tip.
Good
All right,
idea. Yeah.
let's see if we
I
can
will
win
pass
you
that on.
$400 here, Carmen.
Yes,
Here we go.
thank you.
In 5 seconds, name 3 James Bond movies.
Live and Let Die, Never Say Never Again, and Goldfinger.
Oh! On your daughter's wedding day, you've won $400. Well done. Well done.
The drinks are on Carmen today.
Yeah. How good's that? Well done.
So good.
Good way to finish the week.
You'll get 20 espresso martinis at midnight with that.
Never say never again. That's not one you hear very often.
No.
Well
I don't
done,
even know.
Carmen.
Good stuff.
Sean Connery.
All right.
Oh,
Good
yes.
work.
Ken Hinkley's journey has had it all. The ups,
Port Adelaide, a new record-winning margin for them in the showdown in their 150th season.
the downs,
When you put everything into something and it gets ripped away from you and it means so much to you, I can't begin to explain to you how bad that feels.
and everything in between.
I think at round 3 or 4, I was definitely sacked. I have not signed a thing, not even a footy card.
Coming into his 12th year, can the Port Adelaide coach bring home the flag?
This club believes in winning premierships.
Please welcome to Triple M Breakfast, Ken Hinkley.
Oh, I am very, very excited. Brand new recruits, new lineup, well, partially new lineup. First game against the West Coast Eagles this Sunday, and the coach is on the line. Ken, good morning. Welcome to Triple M.
Morning, Ditz. How are you?
Yeah, very, very good. How settled are you on the lineup? I know you would have already picked the team, but gee, personally as a fan, I've found it really hard to get a lineup this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a little more difficult for round 1 because we've got most of our AFL players, bar Lordy, I would have thought, available for selection. So it does give you, at this time of the year, that's when you need to have your best depth because you know it's going to get stretched as the year goes. So, yeah, it's been a bit difficult.
Asava, Radagalier, Brandon Zirk Thatcher, and is it Ivan Soldo? We had Ivan Maric at the Crows, and someone called him Ivan, and he said, "My name is Ivan." Is it Ivan Soldo? He looked good in the trial game, Ken?
Yeah, he did, and they're cousins. So Ivan Marriage and Ivan Soldo are Ivan.
Okay.
Look out.
Yeah, right. How's it been for Ollie Lord? I know the Crows had it with Riley Thilthorpe last week as well, but very, very sad to see him go down like that.
Yeah, look, it absolutely is to see any player get injured, and same for any player in the league. You get devastated when you see the other clubs as well, and we might compete and we're fiercely competitive. But the last thing we want to do is see injuries to any of the young people playing the game. So it is a disappointing thing. But for us, in some small way, we absolutely got a surprise and a bonus after what we seen on Saturday morning. We thought we'd lost one of our potential really good young players for the whole year. And luckily for us, it appears to be that he's dodged a bit of a bullet, and he'll be back in a pretty quick amount of time.
Yeah.
Now, they're two favourites with the fans, and, even as a Crows supporter, I love watching them play. Zach Butters and Connor Rosie. They're both on a sinking ship. Which one do you save?
Oh, Ken.
Oh, what a question.
I do my best work with a bucket and try and save them both.
Man overboard to be Ken Hinkley, would it?
I'll take one for the team because I can't afford to lose either.
Ken Hinkley.
Oh, God. How's Charlie Dixon going, Ken? He looked a little bit proppy down at Alberton, the big fella.
Yeah, look, to be honest, Rue, I'm really happy with where Charlie's at. Look, we're really, really, really cautious with our approach to his pre-season and the way we trained him. He hasn't done the volume of work that he's done in the past. There's absolutely no doubt about that, but that's been quite deliberate. We wanted to get him through to the start of the season and knowing that his year is going to build from here. And I thought his last game against Fremantle second half was really, really good, really promising, and gave us some great optimism going forward that the big fella's got a few more games left in him yet.
Yeah, good stuff. With a game like the West Coast on Sunday, everyone's expecting Port to have a comfortable, maybe big win. How do you coach for that? How do you talk to the group all week to make sure they're not complacent?
I think the most important thing for us to understand is it's round one for us, and round one for us is really, really important that we play in the right way, and we've trained all summer. We've got we have very little opposition information for round one, so that in some ways is a bit of a help for us. And we approach this first round like it's the most important game we're ever going to play, and we need to be at our absolute best. And we also know in this competition, and I love how everyone they try to make some assumptions on where sides will and won't be. They're always dangerous things to do. We've seen last night. We've seen Richmond with 3 players down. Probably could have sort of nearly won a game of football that no one was given a much chance in. So footy's a tough game at this level, and no matter who you play, when you play, I know it's cliche, but you've got to play well.
Yeah. Ken, what's your direction to players now with the bump after Sam Powell-Pepper? Look, he copped on the chin and knew he did the wrong thing. How are you instructing your players to play?
I just almost limit whenever you have to bump. You just choose not to, Roo. It's pretty hard because some of the clarity I was looking for with the Sam bump was, and we understood that Sam got it wrong. Sam knew that himself. It was a split-second decision. It's really, really difficult. Imagine you playing Roo in this day and age, and the way you have to go, the way you have to adapt in the game. It's really, really hard for players. But basically, the instruction is Sam needs to approach that contest with no protection for himself and just cop what comes. And it's pretty hard for footballers. They've grown up being competitive, but we do understand the need to protect the head. There's so much information now that we can't ignore.
Well, we have a lot of fun here at Triple M about Port and the Crows, but Port Adelaide have got a very, very exciting football side this year. Their midfield looks amazing, highly skilled players all over the ground. If you're a Port Adelaide supporter out there and you haven't got a membership, you should be getting on board.
Get on board.
Right now,
definitely.
Starting this week with a good win against West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, good luck, Ken. Thanks so much for joining us ahead of the season. Good luck, and let's hope it's a big, big win on Sunday.
My absolute pleasure, guys and girls, and I look forward to chatting during the year.
Good on you. There he is, Port Adelaide coach Ken Hinkley.
Officers continue to hunt down an armed man following a terrifying daylight robbery in the mall. When staff confronted him, he pulled out an axe before fleeing.
I've had a knife pulled on myself here. My staff have been assaulted.
A manager of Rebel Sport was bashed over the head with a chair on Monday.
We are seeing an increase in shop theft in Rundle Mall.
And a significant issue that needs to be addressed before someone actually seriously gets injured or if not killed.
We've seen some pretty atrocious behaviour this week.
This is a shocking story. Someone we know very, very well, Rhett Biglands, has had the Nike store in Rundle Mall for a long, long time, and he joins us. Biggles, good morning. How out of control would you say this is?
Morning, guys. I'd say it's certainly risen. Just the brazenness now of the thieves' dits is where it's got out of control, where they know full well that they can sort of get away with it because of the way in which staff don't want to be put in dangerous positions to try and get the product back or to stop them from stealing.
All right. How often, for example, does this happen to you? Are we talking daily or weekly? What sort of things have you seen?
Well, our shrinkage numbers show that our theft is up. It's doubled in 5 years.
Whoa.
And what can you do about it, Biggles? Do you put security guards? Do you call the police? Do you tell them to bugger off? I mean, what sort of measures have you got to restrict this from happening in the future?
Well, as we know, police are understaffed at the moment. So I mean, we've got Bent Street Police, we've got Hinkley Street Police around there. They can't get there quick enough because of the way in which they need more numbers. So,
how long do they take if you ring them and say, look, we've got some little crooks or old crooks in here? How long does it take for them to get there?
Oh, I don't want to throw them in at Roo, but...
Well, it's not their fault if they're understaffed, but...
Yeah.
How long does it take?
You imagine if someone broke into your house and you caught them stealing, what would you think be the appropriate response time with someone in your house stealing? Because that's how I...
5 minutes?
Operators, 5 minutes, yeah.
10, 15, yeah.
No, we're talking a lot more than that. But, you know, that's how owner-operators are at the moment with retail businesses, not only in Rundle Mall, but in Marion. You know, there's been an iconic store at Marion which closed after 40 years, probably the most iconic store in the whole of Westfield Marion closed. And I've got no doubt, it's been talking to a few people, that it closed because of shop theft as well. So it's just, I think in summary, I've been talking to a lot of the police and a lot of victims of crime who are staff in the mall. And I think the juvenile justice system needs to be looked at because a lot of them are juvenile repeat offenders. And that's where...
They are, did you say? Sorry?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want to stereotype too much, but the juvenile justice system needs to be looked up now. Whether or not that needs a letter from, I know a lot of the prominent retailers are writing to the Premier and writing to the Police Minister to get this looked at. But, you know, the flow-on effect it's realised is that we're spending so much money to try and get these massive events in Adelaide and to bring certain, you know, the Fringe had thousands of people here on Monday when this chaos hit. And this is when tourists are seeing what's going on in our mall. That's just having a negative effect.
So are these young kids?
Yeah. But, well, it can vary. It's because we also know there's a methamphetamine problem out there at the moment, and that can affect those who aren't juveniles, who are being brazen with their theft. And honestly, it's not cost of living crisis. I mean, I know that the Foodlands and the supermarkets of the world are seeing cost of living pressures with thieves. But some of the stuff we see at the moment in our sort of department is that it's just juveniles and just idiots.
And you have a product that is very tempting and you know, popular amongst sort of young people as well. And if they can't afford it, it might be tempting to come in and nick it. And if they think they're going to get away with it, then that might be an option for them in their head, you know. So
we've updated. We spent a fortune on our surveillance system, which now includes audio. We've got people monitoring that, but it's just we always prosecute. Since 2010, since we've had the business, we've got to prosecute. It's a lot of work filling out the affidavits, getting body cam footage of the police officers, our footage, wasting their time. And you've got to prosecute because otherwise they're just going to get away with it.
Because just finally, can I ask, are you as traders in the mall meeting on this regularly? And my question, I guess, is, are you trying to come up with some sort of solution? Like, what is the next step for this? What are the traders going to do?
Yeah, we obviously, I mean, security's got to be... We do meet regularly, yeah. We talk to all the retailers around our area, all the owner-operators there, because it's their livelihoods.
Yep.
And, you know, we've got to fight back in some way, but we've also got to follow, you know, what the processes are. We don't want to end up like Queensland. We've seen a lot of dramas up there. United States, they're brazenly walking in and walking out of stores without being challenged. You know, we don't want to get there. And that's
too
the fear at
soft.
the moment. Yeah, we're heading that direction, though, where people think they're above the law and they're just going to walk in and walk out and get away with it.
Yeah, well, I feel for you,
Good
Biggles.
luck,
I really
Biggles.
do. Yeah, good luck with this. This is a terrible story, and this is our Rundle Mall, which has always been a nice, clean,
We are
beautiful
too
place to
soft
visit.
on people.
Yeah. 7:40, we do our rumours at this time each and every morning. You can win $1,000 thanks to Automasters for your rumour. This is what we said yesterday. Let's go back to the early 1900s. Notorious gangster Squizzy Taylor.
Oh.
They're making a series about his life. Squizzy Taylor will be played in this series by an infamous AFL character.
You
a lot of
look
people
forward to
want-
that
Didn't
one.
tell us who it was, and I'm
No.
just really curious.
Well, I reckon
still.
it'll come out today. Or
It'll come
soon.
out.
You said it would come out yesterday.
Big connection to Roo as
Now,
well.
Bluey dropped a big rumour a long time ago about cricket at the Adelaide Oval.
Next year against India,
Tell me, Greg.
it's back to a day-nighter. We've got the second test of the summer.
Wow.
The second
December?
test, and it'll be early December.
Oh, yeah.
Early
Good
December.
mail, Greg.
Okay, Channel 9 News last night.
I've been told Cricket Australia board members have now signed off on a new 7-year deal, locking in Adelaide's spot in the international test match schedule until 2032. We've already locked in the mid-December test this year and next against India and then England. Now our city will be guaranteed to host a December test every year until 2032.
All right.
Rumour confirmed.
Good on you, Bluey.
Well done, White Teeth.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, we will have a big rumour about Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, the rumour mill. Up next.
Okay.
The Rumour Mill.
When we were down at the Marion Holiday Park yesterday, a text come on the Automasters text line. People can do that. We ask for it every day on 0488851047. I thought I'd better check it out before I went with it, and I did that yesterday. I'm going to read it out now. It comes from an anonymous texter at North Adelaide, saying, we all know that the Matildas have sold out at Adelaide Oval, 53,500 tickets sold in less than an hour. With it was an amazing achievement. So their text says the Socceroos will now be coming to Adelaide Oval in October or November this year.
Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup.
For us.
He scored! Australia have done it!
So another massive soccer game at Adelaide Oval. This would be great for
October, November, you reckon?
What did I say? October, November. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So don't know who we're playing, or
don't know that yet. I
Okay.
pushed the person for it yesterday. They said they will respond when they find out more information. But the Socceroos to play at Adelaide Oval. This is a big
Hell yeah.
get for everyone, for Adelaide, for South Australia. They'll come from all over Australia to watch that ditz, wouldn't they, soccer fans?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. That is good news.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that'll be a
There you go.
sellout too for Adelaide Oval. Well
Yep.
done, Roo. Good rumour.
Well,
hey, just quickly.
thank the anonymous person from North Adelaide.
much.
Yeah, thank you. A very concerned and frightened parent has emailed us this morning. This is kind of a rumour, but I'm pretty sure this must have happened yesterday because this is a parent. Lockdown at a southern suburb school yesterday. 5 paddy wagons arrived, 5 police cars, and the NAPLAN exam or test for
they're
the
happening
day
at the moment.
had to be closed down. Didn't happen at
What
this
happened?
southern suburb
Poor little
school.
kids.
There was a fella that followed
Are we
kids.
talking high school or primary school?
Well, NAPLAN's primary school, isn't it? I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. So a fellow followed kids off the school bus, I'm reading here, and then was on the school
Followed
premises.
kids off a school bus?
I think so.
He followed them onto the grounds, and then the police came and took him away. But then the school followed lockdown
School went into
procedures
lockdown, yeah.
after which.
So that happened in the southern suburbs, which,
Yeah.
as a parent, you'd be pretty worried about that, I think.
And if it happened at your school, you'd know about it. So it's not. You shouldn't be worried that you didn't know about it at your kid's school. I don't think it's
All right.
just
So apparently that happened yesterday. 5 police cars.
It's Read It's on Loz, Triple M.
We're putting our ear to the ground, pounding the pavement, and finding out the real issues around Adelaide. Please welcome to Triple M Breakfast, the voice of the suburbs.
Oh, getting a big reaction to this segment each and every week. Good morning, voice.
Good morning, team. How is everyone
Yeah,
today?
very good, thanks. What is
Great.
the topic this week?
Well, we've been discussing this week in the suburbs the logistics and rules of a kid's birthday party.
Oh, don't go there.
Can of worms,
Well, I'm stressed about it because I'm all very new to this. My son has just started school, but there seems to be quite a list that you need to abide by, which is stressing me out.
Don't listen to him.
What's the list, voice?
Thanks, guys. Well, firstly, the pressure of making the cake yourself from scratch.
Ice cream cake.
Well, that's what I've been doing, Roo. I have been serving the slab of ice cream cake, but apparently that is wrong. You need to be doing the... I've been receiving feedback from women in the suburbs.
Be careful who you listen to, voice.
What's the is it the Women's Weekly cakes?
Yeah, the Women's Weekly cookbook cakes. I mean, amazing. Maybe for a first birthday party, but then after that, like, let's just do the ice cream cake.
Voice.
But
Is it easy to make an ice cream
What are you doing reading the Woman's Weekly?
No, Roo, these Women's Weekly cakes, they're like a Bible for mums making. And my mum actually, she tore out a couple of the pages.
Women's Weekly went out 50 years ago.
Yeah, but this birthday cake book has been around since I was a kid, since my sister was a kid in the 80s. And my mum tore out a couple of the pages because we were allowed to go through it and pick out a birthday cake. And one year my brothers picked one, I think it was a truck or something that had a moving part.
Right.
And she nearly had a mental episode trying to make it. So
Is that the one where they have like a racetrack for number 8?
yeah, and the Barbie with the Barbies, the skirts, the cake. Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to outsource the cake, stuff making it.
Good, love
But
it.
then the next thing we've been talking about, and I need you guys' help, do you have to invite the whole class to the birthday party?
No way in the world.
Well,
Who
apparently
told you
do.
that?
Well, women from the school that I've just started at, they're saying, it's nice
Stop
to
listening
include
to 'em,
everyone. It's like footy, you can't score because you don't want the kids to get upset. Now it's the same with class parties.
They need to learn that they have to behave appropriately and be good friends to get invited. You can't just invite everyone, you'll go broke.
Maybe if you're not going to invite some of the kids, keep it discreet. Don't have your kid go around handing out invitations and going, you're invited,
Do you know what
you're
this is all
invited.
sounding like? Do you know what this is all sounding like?
What?
Don't have a party.
I actually think that's a
No,
great
you can't
idea.
do that for the kids.
What's the expectation on how many years apart should they have a birthday, do you think?
Oh, well, I'm doing it every year, so I'm probably mad.
no,
but there
you're
are some
mad.
parents. I know.
Every year.
What am I doing every second year, Roo? Is that what you do?
No, don't even. I reckon, seriously, we're on about every third or fourth.
Oh, that's sad.
I had
Poor
a-
shooter kid.
Yeah, but they go to their siblings' birthdays and stuff, so, it all works out all right.
Yeah,
I had
that's
a-
what happens when you got 6.
A 5th birthday party and a 15th birthday party.
Gee.
And then I didn't even have a 21st.
Oh my gosh, Lozzie.
I know, I want an ice
She
cream
was a
cake.
prick of a kid, apparently.
Yeah, I was terrible. I didn't deserve it,
Oh my gosh. Well, then the other thing that the people in the burbs were talking about is the kiss and drop. So apparently at kids' birthday parties over a certain age, you can drop your kids to the party and go, but you cannot leave your kid if they're under the age of 5, because some of my girlfriends were pissed off with at a 4-year-old's birthday party and the parents just dropping and running because apparently they should have stayed.
Yeah, I don't think you can drop off of like a 4 or 5-year-old.
Because then, you're just
hard
a
to
crash
manage.
then, aren't you?
Yeah, I think the mums have to stay for that, or the dads.
Fair, but then if you've got 20 kids, then the parents stay and the parents want alcohol too. Doesn't matter if it's Sunday at 10 a.m, you've got to supply the booze too.
Oh, God,
So
10 a.m?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, but have you been to a kids'
School are
party?
you
Have you
going
tried
to?
to get through it sober? I mean, it's half the dads are hungover from the footy the night before.
Hang on. Now, when is this party? gonna
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ditch wants
exactly.
A bit of ice cream cake and a
Gee,
beer,
do
and
you need a bit of help?
Ditch can be the clown.
Great Ditch, I'm locking you in.
I used to be an entertainer at kids' parties, and I used to do face painting.
Oh, my God.
And I had to quit because it was one of the most stressful jobs. I mean,
Hang
I
on.
truly mean.
You wanted to be an archaeologist. Now
I know.
you're a... What?
Kids' party. Well, it was just to get by, Roo. It was just like a woman ran the business out of
What did
her
you
house
do?
in Torrensville. I would go to her house, pick up the costume. I would dress like a ladybird, and I had a face painting kit. And I had
Ladybugs
a
are
kit.
lucky.
I had a kit with all of these like cones and stuff, and I'd set up for games. And after every party, I'd sit in my car in silence for about 40 minutes and just stare into the distance, because trying to get all these kids to play and stop crying and fighting, and then the
Get
birthday
lost to
boy's
your next
upset.
party.
I am
Boys.
going to get you out of
hectic.
retirement, Lozzie. That sounds amazing. Get Ladybird to the next birthday party at my house.
Good on your voice. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
And good luck with your party, the
Thank
voice of the
you.
suburbs.
Praise me.
She can't do it every year.
That's a
too
lot.
much. Yeah.
It's too much. They'll go broke.
She's a new mum,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
This
Give
job
her
you're
time.
doing now, Loss, at archaeology, face painter at
I
Kids
wasn't
Park.
actually
Is
an
this still
archaeologist.
part of the journey?
Wedding singer?
I was a wedding singer, yeah.
Are we just part of your journey of finding what you want to
bar
actually
chick.
be? Or?
This is just a scene in the montage of careers when they make the movie about my life. And then there was the radio job,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no. It was truly, it brought me to tears a few times. I'm not joking.
kids
I
wore you
actually
down.
cried. Yes. I found it really difficult. So good luck to you guys out there throwing kids' parties. It is not for wussies.
Are we easier than the kids' parties?
It depends on whether you've had your coffee and you've had your nap and you've had your bicky.
No better time or place to jump into Jayco than at Jayco Adelaide's brand new West Beach dealership.
Triple M breakfast with Rundle and Roz.
What a goal!
Overnight sports.
Carlton overcame a brave and battered Richmond last night to win a thriller by 5 points in front of 84,000 people.
Time for the Tigers to get a late winner here. Nervous moments for the Carlton defence. Here's Dusty. He's looming. Can they get a free kick out of it? Still pinballing around. Carroll went to the boundary line. 2 seconds. 1 second. Carlton are going to win 2 in a row. The Blues hang on. They win it by 5 points.
Oh, they got up in a thriller. They've won their last 6 games, all by less than a goal. How much luck can you have? They're the new Collingwood of the AFL at the moment, but they're looking pretty good. Richmond a lot better with the 3 big ins last night.
Some injuries, though, for the Tigers.
They could be zipping 5 in a few weeks. 3 tough games coming up.
How did you see the injuries? I lost 3 players.
Yeah,
won the
which
first half,
is great
didn't
for Port fans because Port play Richmond next week. But
Right.
Presty with a hamstring and their one key defender, Gipkus, the young fella, be out for the year with an ACL. That was terrible. And the other fella, he's concussed, so he's out for
Yeah,
the
Tyler
week.
Young. Round 1 continues tonight. Collingwood taking on Sydney. You'll hear it all here on Triple M
God.
and Listener.
Another full house.
Brodie Grundy up against his old side. Now,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Crows head up to the Gold Coast tomorrow. A makeshift forward line. Chris Burgess and Lockie Gollant get their chance. Let's hear from Darcy Fogarty.
There's definitely people that can come in. We've got a really tight key forward line at the moment. We've got confidence in the keys, I guess, that they're going to fill roles and play really well.
Don't have to kick big bags, those two, Lockie Gallant and Chris Burgess. Just got to bring the ball to ground so that Rankin, Rochelle, Pedler, Murphy, Keys can do their stuff. If they can bring it to the ground, I reckon the Crows can have a win.
All right, let's hear from Suns coach Damien Hardwick.
We've got a good understanding of how they play, but so is the rest of the AFL, but they're still the best scoring side in the competition. So we've got to defensively be on our game. We've got to try and take some things away from them.
Yep, okay. Port Adelaide take on the West Coast Eagles Sunday at the Adelaide Oval. New recruit Soldo, radically a Zerk Thatcher in a new-look Port Adelaide side. Coach Ken Hinkley joined us earlier this morning, said it wasn't easy to settle on his lineup.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a little more difficult for round 1 because we've got most of our AFL players, bar Lordy, I would have thought, available for selection. So this time of the year, that's when you need to have your best depth because you know it's going to get stretched as the year goes. So, yeah, it's been a bit difficult.
You're going to be on the top of the ladder after round 1, bitch. Take a photo of
Not
it.
just round 1. Let's move on, shall we? Adelaide Oval poised to regain the December Test match. They're going to get it for the next 7 years.
What's it going to be called?
The Christmas Test. That's after this year. I think it's early December this year.
Right.
And then in the years to come, they're saying it's going to be closer to Christmas.
we
So
have
the school
New
holidays
Year's,
and
we
the
have Boxing
country
Day.
people. Yep. So we're going to have the Christmas Test match.
All right.
That's what it'll be known as. And on the cricket, you know I'm number 1 ticket holder for the mighty, magnificent Port Adelaide Magpies Cricket Club. Semi-final tomorrow against West Torrens down at Henley Oval. Good luck. Good luck to the lads.
That's our look at sport.
Don't
Thanks
look
to
at me like that.
Jayco Adelaide.
You just jump on the bandwagon all the time.
I've taken another team to the
How
finals.
the Flinders Crabs
Finals
going?
glory. I haven't heard from him this year. I might
Well,
have been
you
sacked.
go down there.
I
You're
might
meant to
have been
support them. They
sacked.
don't mean have to ring you.
All right.
You're not a
Went
mouthpiece.
sideways.
It's Triple M.
Comedian Christopher Hall has had over 50 million views on TikTok and Instagram with his sketches for background singers and pretending to be your cat.
I'm going out. Thanks for breakfast. I really don't want to have to
ask for it next time. If you can just make sure it's ready.
In town with his new show, Self-Helpless, please welcome to Triple M and Breakfast, Christopher Hall.
Oh, Christopher, hello, welcome.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Oh my God, I follow you on Instagram.
Thank you.
You've got a little fan here.
I love your content. The backup dancer stuff is incredible. I don't think I've ever connected more with a character than your cat character. I mean, pretending to, it's like if a cat was a person.
Yeah.
I've lived with that cat.
Everyone has.
Had an abusive relationship with that cat.
Yeah.
When did that begin?
The cat started as if it's like a dissertation. I did that at the start of last year, so 2023.
And do you have a cat?
I do. So my little sister moved in. She was in the States for 6 years and then moved home, got these two like Floridian street cats that she'd adopted, passports, flew them home.
No.
And then they woke up in East London like, oh, sweet. I guess we live here now. So yeah, they moved in with, my little sister moved in with me with cats.
So tell us a bit. What do? Do you imitate cats as humans or something? Or what do you do?
Bruce never seen it.
I've got a cat and it beats to its own drum, and I want to hear what you've got to say about it.
Yeah, so I just made an impression of a cat just talking to its owner with the most unimpressed tone ever and the most sarcastic, I hate you energy.
Yeah. And the owner of the space, the audacity for the owner to just be there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when your cat goes out and it's like, don't wait up.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to be home anytime soon. I've got other mates. I've got other friends down the road, much better than you.
That's right.
And I've done a poo in the hall if you could just clean that up. Yeah. No, that's absolutely brilliant.
Are all cats the same like that? Because they do.
They're all horrible people, I think.
They are.
I think they're reincarnated bastards.
Yeah.
I think they're the worst people who lived on planet Earth. They've come back as cats. And sometimes they are nice to you because they want something and you think you're having a sweet moment. And then, they'll do a protest poo on the end of your bed.
Honestly.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Hot and cold.
It's tough.
They're good for the kids, though.
Yeah.
In a house.
Yeah.
They'll give a bit of support to the kids, but I don't seem to get much love at all. As long as it's fed and got a little bit of milk every now and then.
Really pick and choose.
So tell us, this week in Adelaide, the obvious question. You've just arrived from London. It's a bit warm, isn't it?
It's a little bit warm.
Yeah.
And as a Brit, like British people who get like made fun of for talking about the weather all the time, I was like, come on, you're meeting a lot of people. You want to like dazzle them with your personality and your conversation. Don't speak about the weather. Like, just don't talk about the weather. Think about anything else. Yeah. And the only question everyone's been asking me is like, how are you coping with the heat? How are you coping with the heat?
We feel sorry for you. It's bloody hot here.
Even we are starting to, we fatigue in this heat and we're used to it. So we do worry about
we are
English.
concerned. We are very concerned.
At least you've got a cool change.
It's going down to 32.
What I found funny in the UK, though, I spent a little bit of time there, is I'd watch the weather every night and it would be 0 and cold.
Yeah.
And then next night I watch 0 and freezing cold. And I thought, why do you have the weather on every night?
I know.
We actually know.
Yeah, we can predict. Let us know if it's going to be good.
That's right.
Yeah, let us know if there's any
That's
change.
breaking news,
Yeah.
High risk of just like talking about the weather for this entire chat. But when it was hot, whenever I was over in the UK and it was 30 degrees, it felt like 1,000. There's something different about a heat wave in the UK. Because watching it over here, there would be a heat wave in the UK and people were like dying in the streets. It was awful. And then they're like, today it was 28 degrees. And I'm like, good God, get a grip.
I know.
But when you're
we
there,
can't
it is
handle it.
sweltering.
Yeah, and there's like no aircon anywhere. Like on the underground, there's no aircon. Whereas like I was like, oh my God, I've got to get on the tram. And I got on and I was like, oh, I'll stay on here all day. It's amazing. And all the shops and everything. Like,
and
I
people
just went,
do, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they do. They camp.
I just went and stood in Uniqlo for like an hour.
How good is it?
Yeah, I was like, this is
Our
amazing.
shopping
Whereas
centres.
like the shopping centres in London are terrible. Like, yeah.
What sort of things do you cover off in your show?
Well, it's very self-deprecating. It's very like sarcastic observation of being a bit of a messy 30-year-old, which. Hey,
you're explaining my life.
But it's super silly but super fun. I like chat to the audience for 10-15 minutes, which was so fun. Like last night was so funny. I feel like the weekend everyone was like like you talked to us, but then everyone last night was very chatty, which was really, really lovely.
Good.
And then just a few silly stories about me in therapy, my coming out like story and everything like that. from the end, which is so much fun. Yeah, I did it in Edinburgh last year, and then I haven't done it. It's nice to bring it out here and do it again.
Have you been here before?
I've never been to Adelaide before.
Right.
Yeah. So
how are
it's
you
been
going
lovely.
with the Fringe? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, really enjoying it.
It's got a good vibe. Hey?
Such a good vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like this all year. Don't worry. It
Yeah.
definitely doesn't turn into a barren wasteland in June.
Yeah.
Well, Christopher Hall in town every night at the Fringe and double shows on Saturday, Sunday as well.
Hit it up, double show.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks so much for having
There
me.
he is, Christopher Hall.
Righto, just let me whinge for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Have we got a housing crisis?
Yes, definitely.
Have we got a rental crisis?
Spot on, yes.
Have we had inflation out of control?
Yes.
Has that caused us to have 13 interest rate rises?
Sure has.
Right. We have had record immigration. I love immigrants. I think they've been obviously fantastic
Made
for
this
Australia.
country.
I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't
I wouldn't
for
either.
immigration. Either would Loz, either would bloody everyone, I suppose.
If you want to go back, none of us would.
Exactly.
No, that's exactly right.
Exactly right. So we're all for it. But when you've got a housing crisis and a rental crisis and there's not enough places for everyone to live and we're getting, can't buy a house, you can't get into the market if you want to try it. You can't even rent a property. You're up against 40 people. Rents went up 20% in some areas last year. We had record immigration in 2023. It was 510,000 new people moved to Australia.
Yeah.
510,000 record. You would think, just pull back a little bit. We haven't got enough homes for all these people, all the people that are already here. In January, the numbers have just come out. We had 51,000 people, 51,330 to be precise, in 1 month. That is 40% higher than any other January in history.
So why are they doing this? What's going on?
Well, either they don't know what they're doing, or they don't care what's happening with rentals, or they don't care what's happening with house prices, and they are just more interested in bringing people in to keep Australia out of recession, because the more people that come in, the more people that work, the more income they get, and the more they spend, and it brings development and all that sort of thing. Because if they wanted to stop rents going up, houses going up, and wanted to ease the rental crisis, wouldn't you bring less people in?
Bring the demand down.
Wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously, I don't know something, or
it is
they
confusing.
don't want to solve it. Well, I don't know if it is. Is it that confusing?
Well, it's clear that they're doing it for their reasons, but it feels like they.
I think they're doing it for their selfish reasons.
Yeah.
To get the budget looking better for themselves at the expense of everyone else in Australia.
It's not fair on the people who already live here. It's not fair on the migrants coming in who think that they're probably being sold something that's not reality.
Yeah, the lucky country.
Yeah, and then there's nowhere to bloody live.
Yep.
And, you know, there's no...
Probably still better than where they're coming from. Maybe, some of them.
But they'll find it expensive, won't they?
Very expensive,
Depends if they're
very
rich
tough.
or not, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of immigrants that come in and loaded.
Yeah, well, that's
They
the
can
other
get a
point.
house.
That's right. They bring in people that are skilled.
Ask a real estate agent.
Highly skilled.
Who's bidding at the auctions at the moment. Anyway, that's
No,
my
I think
2 minutes.
you raise a good point.
That's my 2 minutes.
On Triple M Breakfast with Roo, Dits and Woz.
I need the tip.
Get it straight from the horse's mouth. I'm Mr. Ed. It's time for Roo's Tip of the Week.
How'd your tips go on International Women's Day last week?
Pardon?
Move on.
Oh, come on.
Let's get back to serious punting, all right, Lozzie? Race 8, number tomorrow. I'm confident on this. I'm having... Well, I have $3 on the
What?
nose, Dits.
You've never had that much on
Well,
it.
I've had 5 on before. I usually have 2
Yeah, and you
on the
we
nose.
lost. So there you
Lost
go.
quite. Just keep eating over there.
Oh, yeah, I
Race 8, number 5, storyteller, all right?
Storyteller,
I'll be telling
that's
stories
appropriate.
about how much a donkey whipped him. This will sit down, back, Loz. There's heaps of speed on. Don't panic. They'll tire. And
Okay.
storyteller will give him windburn coming down the
$3 at the
straight.
moment. $3, Roo.
Won't start at that, Dits. I'll give you the hot tip. Get on it. Take the $3. Put $3 on it. And you can go down to the Hilton and have a $20 meal.
Beautiful.
Put
All
$7 on it. You can
All
go
right.
and do that.
$7?
Well, if you do that, then you get a glass of wine with your meal for
And a
$20.
dollar change.
7 threes at 21. All right, for
All right,
losers,
I like it.
can of baked beans.
Okay, have a great weekend, everybody.
Catch you Monday.